Hello everyone, it's Marion Wallace with Restoring Ghettos Forgotten, and I'm here today with a short little video. I'm about to go into the gym, but I wanted to come by and shoot you guys a little love. If you haven't done so already, please click and subscribe on my channel. I will greatly appreciate it so you can get more informational videos with real talk. Okay, I'll jump right into it. There's a subject that touched my heart today, and it's about just the overall health of Black love. I thought we needed to talk about it. I know some people may get offended when I gear my messages towards African American people. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I think that we need more support than any other race because of some of the things and the traumas and the things that we've experienced over the years. So that's why I say that, but it's for anybody actually, but I'm coming to you because I noticed the disparity in the arena of Black love. And let me tell you why I think it's so. I think it's so because we're looking too much on the surface of an individual and not looking internally, and that's the problem. We end up being with these people excuse me, my allergies. We end up being with these people because they look good and they're pleasing to our flesh and our soul. And I mean, they're not pleasing to our soul. I don't want to say that. They're pleasing to our flesh. And so we run with that without really digging deep inside of the individual, really getting to know the person to see if you're even compatible. And what I find is most men and women, of course, but I'm gonna throw the men out there right now. Most men claim they want a good woman, and then you see them because social media, anything we do on social media is not private. You can find stuff anywhere nowadays. And so you got these men that's claiming they want a good woman. I say go for a great woman, but they say they want a good woman. And you find them on every thoughts page on social media. You find them under their pictures, you find them on, the comments, and you just find them following so many young women that I don't want to judge them, but they have a lot of growth to go through before they're going to be a good woman, and better yet, a great woman. So these are the women that you're entertaining though. So meanwhile, you're entertaining these women, but meanwhile you're saying in front of the world and even your peers that you want a good woman. But your activity, in other words, your action speaks louder than your words. And so there may be a good woman out there that may be interested in you, but she sees you, on all these other women pages. And so, not to judge any woman, but I'm just saying, looking at what someone puts out on their social media, looking at the videos that they post, their pictures, you can kind of tell where women and men are just based off of what they post. Now, sometimes it's a little deceiving, but most of the time you'll get a pretty good picture of where they are mentally and even spiritually and maybe even intellectually. You'll get a picture of it. And so that's the picture that's more attractive to you. You need to be real with yourself. You're not ready for a good woman, for somebody, or a great woman. You're not ready for those women. Be honest with yourself. Keep entertaining the younger girls that I'm not gonna say younger, because some women could be in their 50s and they're still in that space. Be okay with entertaining those women and just be real with yourself and accept that, but don't make believe that you really want a good woman. Meanwhile, you could be hurting someone that really could have your back, that could really be your mate, but you don't really know where you're at yet. Stay on over there. Stay over there. Do that thing until you get tired of it, or until you mature. And I'm not just talking about 30 and up. I'm talking about some of you guys in close to your 50s and you still over there. You need to be real with yourself. Same way with women. We say we want a good man, but we on, you're more attracted to the thug-like dude. Well, guess what? You still over there. Don't say you want a good man if you're really attracted to the thug. And I don't know if it's so that you can find you a thug that's a good man. I don't know. So I haven't had any. Most of them do what they want to do when they want to do it and how they want to do it, and they don't really treat women well. So those are the thugs that I grew up around. But if that's what you're attracted to, stay on over there. Don't go over here and mess with a good man and mess him up for the next woman, and vice versa. Men don't do the same. Don't go over here and try to mess with a good woman and mess her up for the next man because you were indecisive on what you wanted. You were leaning more towards the other. Stay over there until you mature, until you're really ready for love. Because what I see in that pile, in that group of people, and I hope I'm not misspeaking, but what I see in that group is a lot of immaturity, a lot of games, a lot of frustrations, a lot of heartbreak, and it's just chaos. There's no real commitment or truth in that area that when people go over to that side, I mean over to the left. And so if that's where you still are, be okay with that. That just means you haven't matured and grown to be over here to the right. And that's okay. But my whole point of the black love, you know, the state of black love, is that we need to be real with our intentions. You know, up front, we need to let people know what our intentions are, where we're headed, where we are, and be honest and real. So you give everybody an opportunity to decide if they want to take that ride with you or if they don't. Too many, and another thing, ladies and gentlemen, too many people are catfishing each other. And what I mean by catfishing, I mean it in a different way, because sometimes, you know, people catfish you and they act like they're somebody they're really not. No, people are honestly catfishing other people through social media, and it could be the same, it could be the right picture, the same person, but when you meet them, they're total opposites, and that'll blow you away. You'd be like, whoa, what just happened here? Like, this person made me believe he was one way or she was one way, and she's totally opposite. And, you know, that's happened to me a couple times. I'm trying to tell you. And it ain't fun at all, because you feel like, dang, you catfished me. You pretended to be something that but once I meet you in person, you're totally different. And this just ain't what it's supposed to be. So you guys got to be careful meeting people online. You need to be more engaging outside of social media and get to know people naturally versus getting to know that representative that's on screen. They're going to always show you the good stuff, the glamour, everything. They're not going to show you when they're depressed. They're not going to show you when their credit is bad, or they're in bankruptcy, or their bank account is zero, or they having problems with their baby mamas or baby daddies. And I'm talking about men and women. They're not going to show you that. It's not until you get to know them that you see that side of them. And so that's why another reason why we need to be more, just slow down a little bit before we make, you know, permanent decisions with people that we weren't supposed to be involved with from the jump. And so I just wanted to throw that out there, because I see a lot of that going on down my timeline. And that's another reason why I limit my time on social media, because it's also saddening to me that we can't get together and just treat each other right. We don't have a right to keep re-injuring each other. I don't think we do. I think we need to just be honest and real and say, hey, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for a relationship. I still like to party. I still like to have fun. And I like to have different people in my life. That's where I'm at. And then whoever you're talking to, then either they're going to be okay with it or they're not. But don't catfish them into thinking you're something you're not, you know, because that's not right either. And I'm done, and I'm glad I'm under 10 minutes, but that's something that I wanted to talk about, the state of black love. We need to treat each other better, and we need to be real about where we are, just in every area of our lives, so that we can attract the right people, because the right energy is coming out, and you're going to attract like-minded people. Don't go off and try to get something that's not on your level yet, because you could think you're way up here. And I'm talking to myself sometimes, you know, because sometimes when I went out and I've gotten into relationships, you could think you're way up here, but you could still be down here. You could still have some growth yet. And so when you're down here, guess what? You're going to attract people that's down here with you. You're not going to attract people that's a little further up. They're going to be right there on your level. And you got to be honest with yourself. And so once you start growing and you get up here, okay, so say for instance you meet somebody and you connect with this individual, but you were down here. And you connect with this person with you being down here, they're down here. And then say you start growing and you start maturing and you're growing and you're going way up here. But that person that you've connected to yourself to sometimes to life, they're still here. You've outgrown that person. And then you're not going, nobody's going to be happy because you're way up there and that person's still there. There's no growth there. And so that's why we got to be careful about getting into relationships with people when we're not really where we need to be to attract the right people to us. You get what I'm trying to make it simple as possible. So that's the best analogy I could give. Make sure you're ready before you go out and get into a meaningful, serious relationship. If you're in that space to where you're just having fun, you're trying to get to know yourself, you're trying to get to know other people, let people know that. Don't go out and say, hey, I want a marriage or I want a committed relationship when you know you can't give that other person that. Don't ask for something you can't give to the next person. That's another thing that bothers me. You got a lot of people out here wanting so much, but they can't give half of that back. Stop it. Be real. Be real with people, because there's too many people being damaged and hurt over people that's still playing games, that's still out there in the streets. Leave the people that's serious alone. Just deal with the other people that like this in that same space with you. And it's not like it's a bad space, because we all have to grow from somewhere. But be honest with yourself and be honest to other people. And definitely don't catfish anybody. And I'm not talking about pretending to be a totally different person, but I'm talking about even in your own life. People are out there catfishing. I'm warning ladies, I'm warning gentlemen. There are people out there catfishing. This image that you see on social media is not who they really are. Once you get to know them, you're going to be saddened by wow or shocked, because they can be whoever they want to be while they're on screen. It's when you know them behind the screen that matters. So take your time. Try to engage more people in your everyday life outside of social media and get to know people organically, without all the superficialism, because that's all it is. I'm done. Just got a text from an inspector, so I got to get in here to the gym and then I got to get my day started. But I wanted to shoot this little short video about the state of Black love. I think some of us are doing absolutely great in it. I always include myself in that because we're all really a group of people. We're together in this. We can't separate each other. So some of us are doing great and some of us are doing horribly bad in relationships. And we're hurting each other and we're re-injuring each other. And it's time for us to stop. It's time for us to slow down long enough to understand that some people just aren't ready. Regardless of what their lips tell you, their actions are going to show you the opposite. So take that in consideration when you're out there mixing and mingling and trying to meet some people. Take your time, listen more than you speak, so you can actually get to know the person before you connect yourself. And sometimes you may be here and you need to grow more yourself so you can attract that person that's on this level that you want to eventually be. Wait till you're there. Because if you meet them down here, guess what? Ain't no telling. They may not grow up with you. They may stay down there. That's a whole nother topic when they stay down there. Because those relationships don't last. They don't. So, just a little tidbit of wisdom. I know a little something. And I'm going to go. But I love you guys. I appreciate you for clicking on my video and watching it. Again, if you haven't done so already, click and subscribe on my channel or share it. I really appreciate it. Always remember to put God first. I don't care how good it's going in your life. You need your source. So always put God first and remember to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.